Anybody familiar with San Bernardino? Yeah. San Bernardino is a great place. It has a lot of nice features to it. You can't have too much money in San Bernardino because if you walk down the street, someone will take it from you. We're a famous city. San Bernardino is famous for the faculty member that was arrested for driving a motorcycle gang / meth ring. That is true. And unfortunately, well, he's still on staff at the university while he goes to trial. Because somebody, I made an argument. I said, look, we haven't had a raise in 8 years, and it's just being entrepreneurial. Right? I think that's a good thing.
What did he teach?
He taught kinesiology. He's all about health. It's all about health.
That's a healthy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's good for you. You lose weight and everything. It's part of a weight loss plan in San Bernardino. We're also we at one time were the fast food capital of the United States. We had more fast food restaurants per capita than any other part of the country, and we are the home of the first McDonald's and the first Taco Bell. We were where Don Bell started up Taco Bell. So it's good to be proud of San Bernardino. But now I'll move on. Unless you want to talk about that some more, I got some good stories. But I want to talk a little bit about faculty development. First, let me tell you a little something about CyberWatch West. We are a federally funded ATE center that represents the 13 Western United States. I believe I have a slide for that. Yes, I do. The purpose of CyberWatch West is to increase the number of students graduating in the area of cybersecurity. Today we just saw a presentation that said, look, in technical jobs, we're talking about maybe less than 5%, maybe around 3% unemployment in the technical fields. Well, I think it's more telling to go back to one of Steve Ballmer's last things he did as chairman of Microsoft was to go to Congress and lobby for increasing the number of H-1 visas. Wow. They can't get enough talent within the United States. And outsourcing, as everybody said years ago, that all the technical jobs are being outsourced. Well, if Microsoft is asking for more visas for the United States to increase the number of technical personnel, it just really tells a story. And cybersecurity is one of those areas that has really kind of come into the technology fields, and most faculty don't have a background in it. They just don't. As a matter of fact, last year there were 65 PhDs nationwide for four-year schools, right? We hire PhDs. 65 nationwide, and only 6 went into academia. Because they're being sucked up by the government, they're being sucked up by private industry, government contractors, and so on. This is an important area. But where's the market? Well, the market is also saying we need students that are graduating with cybersecurity skills. And I think one of the tough parts about being a faculty in this area is trying to keep up with the students. The other day, my students come in and they've got their 4 devices they carry around with them, right? It was actually kind of funny. We're in the conference downstairs, and one of my students is here presenting today, and she was actually the only one not goofing around on their laptop or their phone, which I was very proud of her. But you think about it, we've got a phone, we have a tablet, some people have a laptop, and then there's that ominous 4th device. I never know what it is, but somebody's always bringing something new in. So the other day I had, we're calling them, there's a name, excuse the language on it, but we call them glass holes. Do you know what that is?
Google.
Yeah, people wearing Google glasses. We have those coming into the classroom now, and everybody calls them the board, or something. But we have that, and we've got to keep up. And then you say, well, how do faculty keep up when what did they deliver to your office, or when you walk into a room and present, you've got your PC. They don't want to give you a laptop because you might lose it. And we're supposed to teach cybersecurity. Somebody said to me, well, what you need to do is you need to have faculty have fun learning cybersecurity.
Well, that sounds like fun. Faculty like fun, don't you? Fun is grading papers and, failing that one student that has annoyed you, right? Faculty, learning something new on top of your existing job, it's a laborious process. In cybersecurity, let's say we made it fun and we said, hey, do you guys want to get into a competition with each other and show how much you don't know about cybersecurity? Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe that's not the way. So at CyberWatch West, when we talk faculty development, we've tried to put some thinking into what the pressures are for faculty, especially those that are completely new to the area of cybersecurity, but also to those that want to kind of brush up their technical skills, and also for those that are under-resourced. Because maybe you don't have a VMware stack with NetApp storage at your facility. Or maybe your dean, when you went up and you said, I would like some NDG NetLabs equipment, and it's only $25,000 plus an annual subscription rate, and your dean just sat there with tears in his or her eyes because they were about to burst out laughing in your face, maybe you didn't have that. So when we look at faculty development, we realize we need to adapt as faculty to market conditions, but we also need to try and figure out ways to deliver content, but also come up with a way for you to learn and be able to upgrade your skills at the same time. So we need to improve those faculty cybersecurity skills, and we need to provide resources because we know that, well, I'm from a four-year school, but I'm going to go off an assumption, just an idea, that maybe at the community colleges you guys aren't just swimming around in big pools of money. Am I correct?
Not so much.
No. I'm going to tell you something. At the 4 years, we used to be jealous of the 2 years because you guys had money. And now it hasn't flipped. We have no money, you have no money. But we are more innovative because at my school, we have motorcycle gang running, and our city's bankrupt to boot. I mean, it's a story. So, the challenges for faculty: you need up-to-date skills. Students are constantly coming in with the newest technology, technology resources. Okay, I walked into this room today and I have an iPad, and at my school, what I had to do was take some of my professional development money. They give me $1,000 a year to travel to conferences or to buy technology. It's a nice thing. It's a perk of my job. And what did I do? I bought devices for all of the labs so that when all the faculty walk in with their personal iPads, which have been out for 3 years now, that they can project. I mean, resources. It's a big deal, right? What about certifications? What about continuing education? You guys, we all have this. We have to do continuing education, and the 4-year and research institutions, they have to publish papers, research, show some type of currency. We all have these challenges. And also, we need to figure out how to give students credit and actually change the curriculum on top of all of this, because unlike history and English and some of the other things, I like to make fun at our school of the accounting department. There's a lot of jokes about accountants. There actually isn't. They're all true stories. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for that groan, Michael. That was very good. We have to adapt constantly. What we teach every 5 years. As a matter of fact, one of my colleagues said, can you send me your syllabus from last year from this class, because I got to start teaching it today. And I go, okay, here you go. By the way, it's null and void. We're not teaching it this way. Every year I have to redo this entire class because the technology has marched on. Everything has marched on. These are challenges. So with those challenges, what do? Well, everybody has a workshop. Okay, all the ATE centers. Cassia does an excellent job with workshops. That's CSSIA.org. They do a great job with workshops. As a matter of fact, they're helping us out by doing some workshops. To me, workshops are for that faculty that's never really done any of it before. And it's a way to take a class. And that's great. So we have these workshops that are coming up. We have Certified Ethical Hacker. We do digital forensics. And we have a bunch on the CyberWatch West website. We have a lot of our previously done workshops recorded for you to watch. Because we figure there's that category of faculty that needs to learn something new. But we also recognize that, you know what, we need to have a solution where some faculty can get graduate credit or some type of CPE credits. And so we have a mechanism that if you take one of these, that we can figure out how to get you CPE or earn graduate credit at my four-year institution, which is also does graduate program. Again, trying to listen to what the faculty are saying, what they need, and try and meet your challenges. Because when I got my graduate degree, I said I'm never taking a test again. I've even lost my driver's license because I won't take that damn test. I'm not taking another test, right? But we know it's reflective of our industry. We know we have to do it. And so what I'm trying to do in our program for these workshops is say, hey guys, we can kill two birds with one stone. We can help you out. I understand the challenges of faculty. So that is part of our approach. So if you're a beginner, you've never messed around with digital forensics, investigative techniques on computers, hey, great, we've got something for you, a nice starting point. We created something very different than other folks are doing in these ATE centers is we created a program called Faculty Mentor, because what we found is that there's a lot of faculty that already know that there's products called Test Out. You already know that there's this person that knocks on your door and acts like your best friend every semester because they want you to use their textbook, right? They're always your best, and they are my best friend because the next person that comes to my door is the guy that offers to buy the textbook that I was just given. I'm gonna have to declare it on my taxes soon.
Can you use that for equipment?
No, I use it for professional development. Actually, that's how we pay for department lunches. But don't tell Cengage if they're here. We keep all their stuff. Anyway, I'm saying that. I'm joking to all the people that are recording this. It's a big joke, haha. So anyway, you take these classes and you know that you can teach the textbook, but I would say there's a segment of faculty that don't want to teach out of necessarily the textbook or the predetermined labs, because you may have heard this, but in the real world, very rarely is everything already set up for you to use, and all you have to do is follow steps 1 through 10 and the problem is solved. No, you've got to do problem solving. And oftentimes you're teaching a class and somebody says, how do I do this? I just messed up my machine or whatever it is. And you have to know how it's configured or know some things about it. So we created a program called Faculty Mentor, where you can build your own course or build your own course modules in a virtual hosted environment that you can use in your classes, and we'll even host it for you and set up your student accounts for you. But you have to build it. Now, I will tell you, the first group, there's a parallel presentation going on right now. The first group will be presenting their work this afternoon. The first group of 10 people went through it. Not one of them dropped out, but I can't say everybody liked it. Because the idea is, what if I said, you said to me, hey, I want to teach digital forensics. Well, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to set you up with an instructional designer who's going to sit with you and say, okay, what are your objectives? Let's write this out. You're going to have to write some paragraphs, figure out exactly how you're going to design it. And the instructional designer will say, all right, here's a Windows machine, here's a Linux machine. You want to teach forensics. What do you want to do in forensics? Do you know something about it? Do you not know something about it? If you don't know anything about it, take our class, then come back and you say, okay, I want to attack passwords. Okay, what program do you want to use? Well, I think I want to use this one. All right, well, let's use this one, and this one. Now let's configure the entire environment and walk you through. It isn't just running a program. Now you have to figure about, well, I want to make sure that I can hash passwords on an email box. Well, you're going to have to configure that email box. You're going to build the whole thing yourself. In the end, what you end up with is somebody's going to host this for you. You've got somebody that's going to hold your hand through the process. And then when your students ask questions, you're going to know how to answer them because you built the darn thing. What a great way for faculty to build up their skills, not in some prescriptive way following a textbook approach, but have that creativity piece of it. I think it's great. And the 10 people that have taken it, like I said, some of them really didn't know at first, and they thought, I really want to build my own stuff, and they walk in the room and they say, hey, here's what I want to do. I want to crack passwords. Instructional designer, make it so. No. So this is a different dimension of approaching. So we have the workshops. You can take workshops, we got those for you. But we also have an opportunity for you to create something that's yours. It could be a course model, it could be an entire course, whatever it is. And we're going to have somebody help you through it, and we're going to even offer to host it for you so you can use it in your classes. And all we ask in return is that you make it available for other faculty. If another faculty from another school says, I would like to learn it, that you would help them, show them how to use your module. That's it. Here's the kicker of why this is actually a good program. Out of the 10 people that started, 10 people finished because they were all determined. And I think the other part of it is it was kind of fun as we got near the end. It got kind of fun because people could see, faculty could see. I still got it. Yeah, I might still have dial-up at home, but I still got it. I can make this happen. And you know a lot more, and it's not that you passed the bubble test somewhere. It's that you can do it. So that faculty mentor is what I consider one of our signature offerings. Yes?
Is that course development activity done in a virtual environment? Or
all virtual. Everything I've presented so far, thanks for bringing it up, Mark, is all done online. We don't do workshops where we bring you all, fly you all in as much as you would like to, especially if you're from out east today. We don't do that. No, we do it all online. And then this whole piece is done online. As a matter of fact, the way Dr. Nestler, who runs the Faculty Mentor Program, does it is at first you have some predetermined meeting times, and then it's one-on-one appointment type, let's work together type thing, and it's all done online. And I know that that's another challenge I've found with faculty is some of them are like, no. I like the fruit plate when I come in the morning. I want to work in a workshop, and I want to network with other faculty. Well, the kids that you're teaching aren't necessarily going to be working in that environment. As a matter of fact, I rarely end up holding meetings these days without doing some type of online component, like walking in this room today, even. Correct? Yes?
How many mentors do you currently have? I mean, you have a certain number of...
We started the program last year, so we have the one instructional designer, and we have 5 that I would say are in good shape that are going to debut today that are willing to help other faculty. So now we've got those 5, plus we have the instructional designer. This afternoon, Dr. Nestler will be debuting the next cohort group that we're going to start. We're going to take up to 10 people, and we're going to walk them through the same process over a few months. So if you're interested, contact me. I'll get you on the list. Yes?
What platform are you using?
It's VMware, but we are hosting it on the Rave infrastructure.
Like a curriculum?
For the Rave infrastructure is a virtualized environment that's an assembly of 8 institutions, so we have lots of capacity, lots of storage available. And so what we do is we'll have the curriculum, we make it available on web, or you can put it on your Moodle, etc. But you'll say, here's a list of students in my class when it's all done. We're going to start teaching it Monday. And we just create the accounts, and we give them to you, and they're yours.
Okay.
Yes, sir?
What's your limit on the number of concurrent sessions and number of students per session?
I would say, given the size of capacity that we have right now, fairly unlimited.
Okay.
Fairly unlimited. I mean, we have 80 terabytes of storage, and we've got a lot of processing power. And we do load balance, so.
Do you have video conferencing for those classes?
Well, when we are teaching someone, we do. But if you're saying, can I use video conferencing to teach my class, we don't offer that. But if you talk to me, maybe I can come up with a deal.
Okay.
Okay. But I will say, WebEx for 25 people costs you $40 for an entire month, unlimited. Just do that. I mean, it makes it easy. Yeah, if you've got $40. San Bernardino, you know. Yeah.
Meeting is free.
Yeah, you can use Open Meeting. That's true.
Are you in California? Oh, yes. Community college?
Actually, I was community college, now I'm chancellor's office, but I've got 7 colleges and I'm trying to make some solutions for it.
So I would say that, you know, the faculty development workshops that we offer, great starting point. I recommend, again, we're partnering with Cassia for the Certified Ethical Hacking. So they offer a lot of very good classes. It's a well-developed system. Do you want to say anything about it, John?
Just that this year, you know, we had a Department of Labor grant over the last 2 years, so we will be doing a facelift to all 8 courses that we have up there. So by this summer, we'll be reflecting all the new content again. So like you said, it never stops. So.
Yeah, it's hard to maintain, and so another benefit from our side for the faculty mentor is you guys are going to develop what's new, and then you might show somebody else something, and they'll work with you, and they'll say, hey, you know what? This new malware just came out. Let's try build some, and we're seeing that it really translates into, as we go over the years, it will build curriculum that will self-update, which is a challenge. Another thing that we are offering is Center of Academic Excellence support. So there's a program, well, let me just ask, is anybody in here not familiar with the Centers of Academic Excellence program offered by the Department of Homeland Security and the National Security Agency for community colleges? Anybody? Feel free to raise your hand if you don't know. All right. Okay, so several years ago, somebody woke up and said, there's not enough cybersecurity people in the nation coming out of the community colleges and out of the four-year universities. We need to do something about this. And so the National Security Agency, the NSA, volunteered to set some curricular standards and some institutional standards that they would say, if your institution meets these standards, we will say you're a center of academic excellence and therefore certify your program, and then your students will, as they graduate, will have something that basically says, hey, look, I graduated from a place that really knows cybersecurity. Well, now the Department of Homeland Security and now the Department of Defense are being attached to this program, and it's turned out to be a great program. There's 180 schools certified nationwide, or designated nationwide as centers of academic excellence. What does it mean for you and your school? Well, a letter goes to the governor, and a letter goes to your president, and it says your school has good practices, and your academic program is of a certain caliber. But that's nice. But what is the real meat of it? Well, there's a lot of grant programs that have come out that require you to be a CAE, a Center of Academic Excellence. A lot of you are already doing it. If you have Cisco Academies, you're 75% there. If you have Cisco Academy with Security Plus, something like that, you're 85% there. It really comes down to whether or not your institution has an information security office and whether or not you really, ingrain this into your curriculum. So we offer support for schools that are interested in mapping out to the Centers of Academic Excellence. So we do it's a kind of like a mentor approach where we walk you through the criteria. You can do your own self-assessment on that. And then we say, here's knowledge units. These are the specific things that must be contained within your courses. Do you have these? And we'll even help you document your school at no charge. This is a very good program. Now, I would strongly suggest, before you say, I want that right now, is that you go to the CyberWatch West website, create an account, and watch the recordings of the 2 sessions where we discussed how this works. And there's also, if you don't want to listen to the recordings, there's on the CyberWatch West website, there's a whole section that shows you what the criteria is and what this means. because if the 140 community colleges in the state of California said, hey, Tony, help me become a CAE 2Y, I would say right off the bat, a CAE 2 year, by the way, right off the bat, I would say most of you wouldn't qualify because your faculty aren't on board, or your department's not on board, or you don't have a program that is labeled cybersecurity, right? There's some hoops. But we offer that support, so if you have been thinking about it, if you already knew about it, but if you don't, read about it, and it's something to aspire to because, again, there's a lot of pools of grant money and other things that are coming up. And if you're from out of state, by the way, the annual meeting for the CAE schools will be June 14th. Yeah, it's the 14th through 16th in San Diego. Who doesn't want to go to San Diego? You know, God created the earth, and then He created San Diego and said, "You want to live there, right?" Holy cow!
It's kind of funny. Our dean, actually, when we brought this up to our dean, her son was in a 4-year school somewhere else, and so she was all over this. She was, oh yes, you know. So we're already.
Yeah, actually, if you need any assistance at all, contact us. And I typically go out and I do presentations at schools, and then Mosin in the back, he's raising his hand. Raise your hand, Mosin.
We're going to have actually a presentation right after this.
Right after this, exactly. So Mosin is, he does curriculum development with CyberWatch West, and he starts out with a criteria gap analysis, so it's very exciting. So graduate education, CPE, and certification support, we offer this. Cassie also offers something similar through University of Illinois Springfield, but I heard Springfield actually closed today. It froze. It froze. Actually, all flights related to there are closed down today. Yeah, it's nice. You glad to be here, John?
I came from Florida. So
that's it right there. So do you need some help? We offer. Let's say you are going to graduate school right now, or you're going to go to graduate school. We offer tuition assistance. Yes, you heard me right. Tuition assistance for you. Do you need to figure out a way to pay for your commercial certification exam? If it's in cybersecurity, we can help you with that. We can help pay. All we ask is that if your school has a tuition assistance program, that we are secondary to your tuition assistance program. Okay, so like if your tuition's $2,000 and your school will pay $1,000, well, we'll pay the other $1,000. Fair enough? Does that sound like a good deal? I'm thinking about maybe going back to high school just to get some tuition assistance, you know. But yeah, we offer that through our program, and we are about to start a vendor series. Okay, so I know for a fact that there's a vendor sitting in this room right now that has an academy program, and you've heard all about these academy programs. Citrix has one, NetApp has one, VMware has one, and so on. And some of you don't know about it, or you're hoping to learn more about it today. What we're hoping to do is, because CyberWatch West, we have our own conferencing online learning system, is that we're going to invite the vendors to come talk to us, and we will debut your product through CyberWatch West in our vendor series. So have basically a class, a course. But what is the added extra is if they have a virtualized environment or some type of simulator that they can run, we will host it and make it available to folks through our vendor series. So this afternoon I'm going to be on a panel with NetApp, with Mark Conway in the back. I'm going to talk about how we took NetApp storage without having to buy equipment. We used their vSim simulator, we set it up, and we started teaching classes with it. And now students are learning infrastructure for cloud computing that way. And so we're going to set up a vendor series, and you'll hear more about it in the coming months if you subscribe to our website. And join CyberWatch West. Okay, another piece. What time is my session over?
2 o'clock to 20 after.
20 after? Okay, perfect. Because I could keep going. I love the sound of my own voice. You might have noticed.
So I have duct tape.
We have another thing that's not really faculty development, but I think it is. It's my idea, so therefore it is. Student to student. Okay. I have run across some phenomenal students that sometimes they're in your class and they've done something and you say, show everybody. Show everybody what you just did. And I run a club. And our club, we have invited speakers, or we have somebody, an alumni comes back and says, I'm going to show the club, here's what I'm doing in my job. So what we started through CyberWatch West is student to student, where if you have a spectacular student or you have a club event that you would like to broadcast to the nation over our WebEx system, let us know. We'll set it up. We'll do a rehearsal with whoever is presenting. They can have a live audience and et cetera, and we'll just provide the mechanism, and away you go. So our first session was a student at Cal State San Bernardino who he's really a lot of fun. You never know what he's going to do. He's a glass hole, so he has his Google glasses. And we play with drones. And he hacked the drone within 5 minutes and took it over and made it land on the roof of a building, which was an odd call to maintenance. Excuse me, can you get my drone off the building? Drone, so now we're creating a rescue zone, a drone in case he does that. But he wanted to show how Android phones were vulnerable to man-in-the-middle attacks. Do I know how to do this? No. Do I teach? Yeah. I can tell you what a man-in-the-middle attack is, but can I do one? No, I can play monkey in the middle. I have 4 kids, I can do that. But man in the middle, no. So I said to James, do you want to present this? And he was, no. And so I told him you have to. It's part of your class, part of your grade. So we set him up. I showed him how to do it. He'd never taught online before, and we advertised it through our network at CyberWatch West, but also I notified MPICT, I notified Cassia. They advertised it. We had 70 people from across, and people. I've never had this before. People asking when the recording would be available, and we know it's being used in classes now. Now, wow, what a great thing for a student to put on their resume to get their name out there. And so this is based on demand. If you have something you want, contact me. Put me in touch with the student. I'll talk to them. We'll set up a student-to-student session. We host it. We pay for the whole thing. We set up a rehearsal, and we give them an audience. And I think that's a great way for also you, if you're trying to start a student club, and you know there's a student-to-student thing, that could be a club meeting, and everybody gathers in a room and watches. And by the way, it's interactive. So if you're, wherever, if you're in, say, Springfield, and you're frozen, if you're one of the lucky people in Springfield that's inside with heat, you can just ask questions, raise your hand, ask questions, ask for clarifications. It's fully interactive. So that is student to student. So where's the website? There it is. It's on your card. This is called a QR code, in case you're not familiar with it. You can scan your card. You can contact CyberWatch West. You can contact me about any of the things that we have talked about. I still look at email, even though people tell me I shouldn't anymore. Email is so passé. I do not have a Twitter account. I don't tweet, because I found that to be annoying. But I do hashtag. So right now, I know a lot of you are like hashtagging that you're in my session. You're like, I'm watching CyberWatch West, Tony Rocks, hashtag sexy man, something like that. No? No, nobody's doing that? Well, you should. Just do it once, okay. It makes me feel better. I have an ego problem. So anyway, you have the little card. You have all of this. We have a few minutes. Does anybody have any questions about our offerings? How about how much they cost?
Yeah.
They're free. Free for the cost of membership. Okay, you have to become a member. Your school has to become a member of CyberWatch West. If you don't, I'll let you in anyway, but don't tell my PI. Okay.
Now,
what's your time frame? How long do you guys plan to be in business, for example?
Well, we plan on being in business as long as the federal government has money that they want to give us. So, Ms. Pelosi is downstairs. I suggest you mention our name. Now, we've got, the grant has another year, but there's a renewal, and it's unusual that an ATE center wouldn't get a renewal, but we will be applying for a renewal. Our focus is primarily community college. I know I'm a four-year guy standing up here, and it's only because I love the community colleges, because I went to a community college, and I learned a whole bunch of things. I went to Orange Coast Community College. I learned that the beach is nicer than San Bernardino. That's the first thing. But I think that the community colleges, we do a lot of transfer into our institution, but you guys probably have a much more challenging job than I, because you are on the front lines more than I am as far as technology. If you're dealing with certifications, people that are coming back to brush up their skills, you have a far more diverse audience. And so when we created these, we tried to approach it from a challenge standpoint. What are your challenges? That's a fancy word for what are your problems, right? And your problems are, I don't have time to go away for workshops, so we put them online. Your challenges are, I would like to do something in my class, but I don't have the technical resources, and the IT people hate me. Okay, so we've got a hosted environment for you. I'd like to do something innovative, or I have a student that's doing something innovative, and I'd like to create a class exercise. Well, we have something for you. And I want to get my finish my master's degree. We've got some money for you to help you out there. Or I need to get a certification exam because at my school I can't teach it if I'm not certified in it, but I don't know how to pay for it because the school said I have to do that. Well, I've got some money for you there to help you out.
So how do you sign up for that hacker?
Certified Ethical Hacker? John, how do they sign up for Certified Ethical Hacker?
Online, it's on our website, which is www.csia.org.
You can go through the CyberWatch West website, but what we did in this class is we wanted to see if we could partner with somebody that was already doing a good job with workshops, rather than us spend a whole bunch of time and money trying to find faculty to teach workshops that are being taught somewhere else. And in an online world, where does it matter, right? And we don't teach it MOOC style. Yes.
Ethical Hacker is a course.
Yes.
Or is it certification?
It is both.
So a series of courses or one course?
It's one block of courses. It's a week long. And then at the end, you're prepared to take the Certified Ethical Hacker exam, which is available through, is it CompTIA?
No, it's who's the council?
EC Council. EC Council.
I'm coming from Southern California in Cypress College, North Orange County.
Yeah.
I teach Cisco. I don't teach forensics program. I know that I'm kind of the faculty that is involved more in developing things. So we have a computer forensics program, but most of the instructors are coming from outside.
Right.
One of the issues that we have is 6 courses. And because we have so many outside experts to read, it's kind of hard to retain them.
Mm-hmm.
So with the curriculum development and so forth, we have an issue. And it would be a lot of investment for instructors that are already in the program, like Cisco and so forth, to shift.
Mm-hmm.
But there might be ways so that we can actually get involved too and be on top of it. The other thing is, with a 2-year to a 4-year communication, is there any program that if we start something, we can actually funnel them to a 4-year college so that they get a degree in that area?
Yep. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Cal State San Bernardino, we have articulation agreements with a number of schools, but we also have an independent, I'll call it an ICT degree that we're just stepping up right now, specifically for situations where people have taken at their community colleges technology classes, and in the past they haven't transferred. So we're trying to change the model a little bit. Instead of
oh, you have to go in and do a business, or you have to do computer science. Now there's something kind of in the middle. Yes?
So Cisco worked with some universities that they can transfer courses with credit, like CCSP, one of
Every university handles it differently.
different.
Yeah.
There are not with the schools that do that. So.
Yeah. Mark.
Okay, this might be a dumb question, but I'm wondering, you know, the vendor series that you talked about, so if you had one around storage, networking, and virtualization, is your goal, or is part of the umbrella of what you're trying to do, is to provide some of the foundational understanding so that your expectation is that a faculty member would need to understand storage, virtualization, and networking before they would really be able to understand hacking approaches and cybersecurity protection approaches?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
What? Here's what we're doing. Your program has a full, here's how storage works and the online courses and so on the faculty can take. These guys don't know anything about that. So the idea would be, we're going to give you screen time to say, here's how the whole thing works. And when you've done all your courses and you've learned something about it, here's a hosted environment. CyberWatch West will host the environment. You can use it without having to, do a lot of the investigation of how to make it work on their individual campuses. So it's a good opportunity for the vendor to get their product out there so it's being used without hardware investments and so on. But that's just one example. But the idea is to give the vendors some screen time instead of having to knock on doors and say, hi, do you know who I am? And you got a busy faculty that thinks you're a book vendor. Say, here's an opportunity for you, and it's a wider audience to advertise. Yes?
Is there any cost on hosting the materials and labs for student access?
Well, just slip me $20 and I'll make yours better. Yeah.
We made a deal with San Bernardino.
That's right. San Bernardino, that's how we deal. That's how we deal. Any other questions? My time is up. 1 minute. All right. Thank you very much. Don't forget to fill out your evaluation form.